Hello everyone and welcome to my look through the tarot to see what 2015 has in store for us. Now, the year 2015 reduces down to an 8-year, which is all about abundance and power. It's also the sign of infinity, so it is about limitless expansiveness. It really feels like it's a year where our dreams can come true if we do the work. 2014 was a 7-year, which is all about openness and trust, and it really feels if you've trusted and opened all your closets up and explored all the baggage this year, 2015 is raring to go. It feels an absolutely fantastic opportunity. In the year of in the Chinese horoscope, 2015 is the year of the sheep, and apparently over in China a lot of parents are reluctant to give birth to children in the year of the sheep because they see them as being meek, obedient followers rather than leaders, lacking dynamic energy, which can be true. We all say sheep follow the flock. I feel really that's quite a positive thing this year, because it really feels as though collectively we do need to start working together and cooperating. It's all well and good clearing our own individual issues so we can move on individually. What we each do in our individual lives does add its a little tiny drop into the collective. So what we do for ourselves, we are also doing on a huge, bigger scale for humanity. Therefore, it feels that if we're all sheep, but working for the common goal and all following the path to our destiny that we're destined to be, that makes our hearts sing, how fantastic is that? What I'm going to do to start this reading is I'm going to shuffle the cards. I have set the intention that this reading is for the collective and anyone who looks at it. They will take from it exactly what they need. Some people will have cleared some issues where others are still, I don't want to say struggling, but have work to do. Others will have done work in other areas. So it really is a question of whatever resonates with you. I'm going to choose 12 cards, one for each month of the year, and then a 13th one, which is the overwhelming theme of the year. So, if we start off with January, so this is January 2015, we have the Queen of Wands. February is the Emperor. What I'm going to do, I'm just, as the cards want to come out for each month, March is Justice. I'm actually going to lay the cards down and then we'll take a closer look at them and the symbology on them together. April, Ten of Wands. May, King of Wands. So we're very busy with wands this year. June is the Eight of Pentacles. July, again, more wands. We've got the Eight of Wands. Interesting. August, Strength. That's very interesting. It's the 8th month and the number 8 in the Major Arcana. August is going to be an interesting month. September, we have Eight of Swords. October, Ten of Cups, a lovely card. November is Two of Cups, another beautiful, beautiful card. And to complete the year, next December, we have the Hermit. Interesting. I'm just going to give a shuffle and get the theme for 2015. The theme for this year is King of Cups. Okay, so the overall theme for 2015, the King of Cups. Cups are all about emotions. The King is the height of the suit. Therefore, it literally is, it really feels as though we have to become more responsible for the earth, for all we're doing. We have to accept responsibility, self-responsibility. And there's no point signing petitions, standing up and blaming other people for what's happening. We're all in this together. And each and every single one of us matters, makes a difference, and needs to stand up and be counted. This really feels about accepting what we've done with the earth so far, what we've done with politics, with finances, with society, all these things that are coming up to be looked at, all the issues with paedophilia, the financial scandals, the situations in the Middle East, politically, everything, we're all responsible for it. Whether we actively take part in these acts or not, we are in this together. It's about collective responsibility. And it's time now that we say, okay guys, enough's enough. We're all going to make a difference. And in January, what we saw for the card for January is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a very intuitive woman. Wands are the spark of ideas and inspiration, and there are a lot of wands in this reading for this year. So it's new beginnings, new ideas. The Queen is a receptive energy. So January really feels about it. Literally, it's putting the spark to the kindling. It's igniting what we want, both in our individual lives, these sudden ideas, inspirations, flashes, or maybe it's something that we've been thinking about for a while that we haven't quite got around to doing. No more excuses. January, we do it. The Queen of Wands has a lot of similar energy to the High Priestess. It's about trusting your intuition, going within, withdrawing, feeling rather than thinking too much about it. Does it feel right? Does something feel right? If it feels right, your heart will very seldom... well, your heart never lies to you. It's just waiting for you to trust it. Listen to what your heart is telling you in January. And if it feels right, if it's achievable, go for it. Go for it. It also feels as though, again, this is on a collective level. Maybe we need to start getting together in communities. We've had all this talk about heaven on earth, new communities. We're all going to be there and do things for people. Okay, we're talking about it. Why aren't we doing it? Now's the time to actually do it. If you've got a hobby or a skill or some knowledge that you can share with others, get together, build a community and have fun doing it. This is about having fun. Yeah, we've got all sorts of work we need to do to achieve, but it's about having fun with it too. So really go within, meditate, ask, is there an issue in your neighbourhood that needs a solution? Maybe it's setting up an after-school group, babysitting, could be animal care. It feels a very nurturing, giving, cooperative energy. That's the theme in January. And stop looking for excuses, just do it. February, the Emperor. The Emperor is a major arcana card, number 4, so 4 for stability. It's no good just half-heartedly doing these things. You have to make sure that you've got the foundations laid. So all these ideas that you had in January to go ahead and do, plan them properly. Make sure it's no point going with the oh, so-and-so said they'd take care of this. It's cooperation, but then being structured and focused to actually make it happen. Be focused on the outcome. That's part of the thing, you know. I say this so many times to my clients. What you focus on is what you get. What you intend is the outcome. So if you go into this plan that you had in January, okay, everything's going to be okay, fine. Without the driven focus and the outward structural planning, it won't. You need your firm foundations for it. So it's all about firm foundations in February. Maybe check out legalities, make sure you're properly... I really don't want to go into the insurance side of things and fear for insurance, but we still have to dot the I's and cross the T's. We still have to play by the rules of society. So make sure that you cover all the legalities, the practicalities, the technical, I don't know what technical has to do, but the technical side of things, the physical outside world, that you've got the proper planning, you've got the insurance in place, you've got the approval of the authorities, you've done any security checks you need to do, anything like that if you're organising a group. On an individual level, it's about making sure that your plans are not going to come unstuck. If you're planning a trip or maybe a change of job, change of house, don't leave the paperwork, the legalities to chance. It feels as though we really need to make sure we've got the bases covered in February. I'm not saying things will go wrong, but it's a question of making sure things are, like I said, the I's crossed and the I's dotted and the T's crossed. March, Justice. So again, that follows on quite nicely. If you haven't put these plans into place, you're going to get your butt kicked. You've got March, you've got the equinox, you've got the balance, day and night. It also feels as though March, there may be something coming to light. And this feels like a big organised institution or a system or something. I know there's going to be something coming to the forefront of public knowledge this year, which is going to be quite a shock. I do have my own personal intuitive feelings, and I really feel it's something to do with healthcare, something we've been kept in the dark about, that is going to be quite a huge scandal when it hits, and things are not as we've been led to believe. There is something huge coming up. Maybe in March time, that's when it starts to slip. But justice will out in this. It feels almost karmic in nature. That it's the karma side of things. It's again another thing, a huge thing that's shifting for us to surge forwards in this new energy, because the old ways of going, they've got to go. The structure's got to go. March is a big time for this. April, 10 of Wands. Now this is a heavy burden, and again this really feels as though it follows on from March, and it almost feels as though whatever this major leak that we've been kept in the dark about, whoever's been keeping it in the dark, it has been a struggle. And I'm almost seeing a box with a dark secret wanting to escape, and they've been trying to keep the lid on it for a long time. And there still will be attempts by some that if there's certain organisations or people who are, to use the common term, whistleblowers, yeah, just keep an eye out for what happens to people who bring things into the light and illuminate them. And I really don't want to go down conspiracy theory routes or anything like that, but there's going to be quite a struggle against this. The balance of the justice which came up in the justice which came up in March. It's still going to be a struggle in April before we're out of the woods, is what I want to say. 10 of Wands, 10 is about completion. It reduces to one new beginning. So it really feels it's going to be a monumental shift in something. And once that's shifted, a lot more light will be able to flood in, and we'll be able to surge forward in humanity. It's just a huge clearing. Something huge. It's a huge clearing. May, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very fair man, quite practical, down to earth. So again, if we're following the theme, because I am trying to bring in a more personal side of things, I'm sure that you will resonate and pick up what's going on in your life with what happens that month. So this is somebody who is good with DIY. But this really does feel like a very collective experience. And again, it's the theme that I mentioned at the beginning about the sheep and cooperating. Sheep don't have to be docile. They've got this image, but sometimes the flock has to stay together. And it feels as though the King of Wands is a new way of looking at solving a global issue, and it just feels huge that humanity has to pull together. It's what's coming into my mind is, I know recently over the holidays there's been programs about the tsunami, 10th anniversary of the tsunami. When these big disasters hit, it's human nature, it's humankind. Our hearts open, and we give and we love and we share, and when these events happen, that is what brings us together collectively. And it feels as though in this month it literally will be about this collective cooperation that we are seeing more and more, that we are all one, and we do have to work together. I would hesitate to say, because I know America has a lot of karmic baggage to deal with, to put it bluntly. Maybe there's something going on in a shift in their collective consciousness, because it does feel as though there's a shift there across the Atlantic somehow. Yeah, Maytime, watch out for our folks and our neighbours in the States. Something going to be happening there. Which brings us to June. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is again about getting down to business. This is a time when people are thinking of going on holiday. And my attention has also been drawn to the mouse here, so it's there's going to be something happening in June, which is, it almost feels as though it's pulling our attention away from away from the bigger picture, and it's like the minutiae of life matter. We have to look at the minutiae of life. I'm also feeling there's something coming up. This is something to do with South Africa. Look out for something in June happening in South Africa. July. Okay, so after all this things that have happened so far in the year, July, we have fast flowing energy. There's something going to shift, and how beautiful is this? You've got the sheep. So whatever we've been walloped with in the collective, with the I really feel it's health. It's something to do with health. We've had to use the sheep as an analogy. We've had the wool pulled over our eyes, and now in July, again, it's an energy of knowing it's going to be okay. There's going to be this cooperation, and we've got look at that beautiful sun there rising. We've got the beautiful sun. We've got the sheep all basking in the sun. We're all going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it's rather like what we focus on, we get. So let's make this as light-hearted as we possibly can. I'm not saying it's going to be a light-hearted, easy journey, but it can be as light-hearted and easy as we choose to make it. August. So August, we have strength, and this really feels like inner strength. And it's almost as though whatever has been thrown at us so far this year, it's almost a case of, you know what, we've come through this much, we can get through the rest. We know we've got the strength to do this. It's very interesting. August is the 8th month. The strength is the 8th card in the Major Arcana. And 2015 is an 8 year. So we have this triple. We've got the 8th month in a year of 8 with the 8. And it's infinity. What I'm also feeling with this is, look at the stars. Look at the stars around the sky there. I don't know if there's going to be some space discovery, some discovery, something to do with another planet in the solar system. There is going to be something to do. It's to do with space travel, looking at the stars. There's going to be some, around August time, there's going to be some I don't want to use the word extraterrestrial, but there's going to be something August time. Look out in August time for that. September. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords in September, so yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of people in deep denial and refusing to see what's right under their nose here. And that is not to say that I'm predicting little green men marching down to see us from August, star spaceships from August, but there will be a refusal to see the truth. I was just wondering if this could relate again to the circumstances earlier in the year, in April time, with the health issue, but no, it's not that. This is this is almost the flip side of that. This is the yin and the yang. And it's so we've been kept in the dark about things, and that was exposed earlier on in the year. And this almost feels as though the people that were trying to keep the lid on that darkness, they cannot accept that we've seen through them finally. They just cannot see it. And there will probably be all sorts of manipulation and exploitation. And it almost feels as though the powers that be, it's like they'll be trying to grasp running water. And it will have dawned on them that this illusion has been, that we've discovered their illusion, but they won't give up easily. They will, until the 12th of never, they'll deny, bluff, bluster, whatever. But humanity will know the truth. We've been saying for such a long time that these are the structures that are false, they will be falling away. And there will be huge shifts along that path, huge strides along that path made this year. Huge. And we're back to the power and the abundance, and it is back to the sheep, the flock, the collective, taking that power back, but having the wisdom in their hearts to use that power for good. So there won't be the feudal infighting and the backstabbing. We have to all open our hearts and work for the common good of humanity. That's our destiny, that's what we're here to do. And this is the year we do it. This is the year we do it. So October, we have the Ten of Cups. So how beautiful is that? You know, emotional contentment, fulfillment. It's like coming full circle. The oppression and the lies, the deceit, the patriarchal energies which has crushed humanity. Once we've seen through it and we've taken responsibility, it's that self-responsibility for ourselves and our neighbours. And I really don't like to get biblical, but it's, you know, in the Bible, turn the other cheek. Do unto others as you'd have done to yourself. This is what it's all about. We will treat other people as they would want us to be treated. And the Ten of Cups, companionship, completion, emotional fulfillment. It's all there if we just take the steps, step up to the plate, let the darkness fall away. It's all there for us. Ten of Cups, how beautiful. And then in November, we have Two of Cups. And I've said this before, people come to have a consultation with me, and if their question is about their love life and relationships, they want to see the Lover's card. And yes, the Lover's card, it can read as a sign of a contented, loving relationship. It can also just mean choices. So, and the Lover's card is also very similar to the Devil, pictorially. The Two of Cups to me is a lot more soulful. This is about the soul connection. You've got the rainbow between the two cups. This really feels it's a balancing of the yin and the yang, the male and the female energy. As the collective comes together, it's macrocosm and microcosm. So what's out there is in us, and what is in us is out there. So we've had this year with all these upheavals, but if we cooperate, if we accept these things, there's the balance in the outer world, and we have the potential for this in November, this beautiful, beautiful alchemical soul connection with members of our soul family. That is just beautiful, beautiful. As within, so without, as above, so below. As the collective shifts and the illusions fall away, and we work for the good of all, Look how our hearts are rewarded in our personal relationships and our relationships with friends, family, the contentment, the bliss, the joy, the ecstasy, it's all there. It's all there. The Two of Cups. Two is duality, but this is when two become one. It really is all about two becoming one and unity consciousness. As humanity evolves, we all collectively evolve, we individually evolve, and there is this beautiful potential. This is heaven on earth. And then we get to December and the Hermit. So again, yes, we have this beautiful connection, we have this love. The one person we are always alone with is ourselves. And this really feels like you've got the Fool starting off on the tarot journey, and halfway through, almost halfway through, before the Wheel of Fortune, the change, the Hermit, you have to... This year is going to be huge. It has such huge potential. I can feel it even building. I could feel it building after the solstice. If you look at my daily cards I've been sharing with you, those of you that follow me, there was this huge shift in consciousness, and it was on a collective, the energy, it was boom. And it really feels as though that is building. But as that builds and we shed the darkness, we shed the corruption, we shed the lies, we illuminate what's been wrong, we integrate it, we work together collectively to put it right. We have these beautiful, wonderful collective, the Ten of Cups, you know, it's a collective energy, the Ten of Cups for everyone. And then the Two of Cups individually. But then we still need to go back and integrate that and spend some quiet, reflective time. You can't have all this lightness without the dark. So we go back into the darkness and then shine our light. So next December, I think next December will be a huge looking back over the year, because I honestly believe we've had, since 2012 with the end of the Mayan calendar, and there was all this superstitious aliens coming down in spaceships. Is it the end of the world? None of these things happened. We carried on. The moon came up, we went to bed. Sunrise followed the next day. We carried on in our lives. We carried on. The wheel turned. We carried on clearing. We carried on shifting. We carried on evolving. The light followed the dark followed the light. We carried on throughout 2013, 2014. Each and every single year, each and every single month, each and every single week, each and every single day, we are shedding more of our density. But we still then need to go within, because there's always more to be done. We will not ever do it all. Once we've done it all, we don't need to be here. There will be a huge shift in the collective consciousness, which will ripple down to us individually next year. And December 2015, the cycle starts again. Got the Hermit is 9, which is coming up to 10, completion. And then 2016 will start again. But the wonderful thing is, we'll start again from that place of a little bit more enlightenment. And so we'll go on. And night will follow day, and day will follow night, and light will follow darkness. And we will carry on evolving and growing as humanity's done since the beginning of time, and we will do until the end of time. So yes, this is a reading about 2015. There are going to be some huge shifts, some huge changes, but it's all like a pinprick in the infinity of our lives, cycle after cycle after cycle. But how beautiful it is to be here at this time when we are achieving so much collectively, when we are awakening to the goodness in man. yes, we've got things happening in parts of the world which I don't want to say they have to happen, but if they weren't happening, we couldn't have the good, because you cannot have one without the other. But as we lighten and evolve, it will shift, and we'll all grow and we'll all learn. So 2015 is going to be one heck of a year. I think we'll all get brownie points for being here. I hope this has given you some idea of the huge significance this next year is going to have for all of us, however it plays out in our own macrocosm of life. 2015 is going to be magical. And I hope that this has helped you see the potential that's there waiting for us this next year.